Hey, thanks for joining for another edition of Tea with Tasha. I know it's been a little while. I'm still living life, but here goes. We're gonna talk about today picking a partner, and we're gonna get into the Jordan versus Pippen conversation. So for the younger women, I would encourage you today to see what you like, and that's essentially what it is. That doesn't mean relationship. That doesn't mean commitment. That just means date to see what you like, see what what interests you, what things you value in a partner. For the older women or the more mature women, I would say make a list of all the guys that you dated, men that you admire, and write down all the qualities of those men that you enjoyed most, what attracted you most. And likely this will be your match if you look at all of those qualities and put them like down. You'll say, okay, he had a sense of humor, he was a gentleman, he was this. Those are the things that you attract or that you desire most, the things that you write down in that list. So kind of look over guys you've dated, what you enjoy most, and try to pick out the things that kind of resonate with you regardless of what they are, so that way you can kind of get a better handle on what it is that you really want. And when you're picking a partner is going to want to build with you. Be very cautious if a person, male or female, competes with you, because teamwork makes the dream work. So if we pick a partner that competes with us, then the partnership is not really a partnership. They may not know how to partner. Some people are individual sport players. They're just golfers. They can only be in control. They can't really work together well with other people. They don't have the whole teamwork thing down. And it's just not beneficial when you're picking a life partner. You really do need to pick someone that knows how to partner. And the behavior that's destructive in a relationship, what it looks like if that person is competing with you, they will undermine your decisions. They won't really celebrate your success with you. They, you know, they just, you're going to feel a vibe. You're going to feel like, he didn't seem happy, that I closed on my house, or he didn't seem happy that I bought a new car, or whatever it was. Like, a real partner is going to be so excited for you, so excited for your journey, for whatever's coming for you. Like, a partner that's not really there for you, or that's not really ready, will say, not show up for important events, graduations, recognition, dinners, whatever. They won't show up for that, or they'll be late, or it'll be a problem. Those are key factors when a person is not really for you. And it could just be that they have so much going on within themselves, they don't have enough success, or whatever it is that they're doing in themselves, that your achievements bother them. If your achievements bother a partner, then that's not the person to partner with, male or female. If a female is not happy that you're doing well, then it's going to get greater later. If she has a problem with this, that, it's just going to get more intense, because usually people that succeed continue to succeed. And you start with small things, you build with bigger things and bigger things. And if they can't take this early achievement, whatever it is, then going forward, the achievement is not going to lessen their response to it. As a team, you should make each other better. You really should make each other better. You should be encouraging one another to go for that promotion, to go for that job opportunity, to go back to school, whatever you can see that'll make you better, to go to the gym and get yourself healthy, get that. I won't say, whatever your doctor is saying, hey, you should get this done because this will help you in the long run. Like, a partner will encourage you to seek out things that better yourself. Sometimes people that aren't partners or aren't good partners, they like to kind of self-sabotage and sabotage you. They don't want you to be successful. They want you to be kind of in a broken place because they feel better that you're going to stay if you're in a broken place, or you're going to, not demand them to be better. We can just be broken together, and that's not a good thing. You want somebody that is willing to, build with you. Um, like I say, planning for success, that's what partners should do. Like, hey, let's do this, let's plan, let's, whatever it is, encouraging each other. And marriage is the biggest wealth builder, especially in the Black community. Now, marriage is the biggest wealth builder, but it's only if you work together. So if you don't work together, it really doesn't matter how much money you make, because you will, if you're selfishly working for your own whatever, then you're not going to partner. You're not going to work together. And if you don't trust each other, you're not going to work together. So when I say the Jordan and Pippen theory, not working together is not when one person's working and the other person is just talking. I just want to get that out there. Working together is actually working together. So you want someone that's willing to build a life with you, but this is the thing: if he always has to be Jordan, or if she always has to be Jordan, and can't play a supportive role, then it's probably going to be a problem. Because if you're going to be married, if you're going to be in a relationship, your life is going to change, especially if you're younger. Even when you're older, your life will change. And when it gets to that point where the roles may reverse or things may change, if they're only can be Jordan, if they're in the power seat, if they can only, if everything is their way, like say a man says, well, you're both, say, in your 40s, 50s, and he says, well, I can't move in with you. And it's like, why? If I have a home and you don't, then why? Or I can never move in with a woman, but why? And usually that's a person that has to be in control. Now, some people are maybe more old fashioned, but if we are where we are, it just is what it is. And if we're going to be together, we should just build together from wherever we are. Whoever has the home, whoever has the business, whoever has what, it doesn't matter, because we should be trying to get it together. And, say your partner doesn't have a home, well, then maybe we can use that income and pay off the house, or get a business, or get some income property, or upgrade this. Like, everybody has value. But if your partner can only be Jordan, then it's going to be a problem, because like say a man, he can only be Jordan. He has to be in control, and control is not love. Control is just insecurity. You can't mature to a point where you can accept what it is, so you have to control everything. You have to control this, that, and the third. And usually, when a man is trying to control everything, and that's not necessarily leadership, it's just control, like saying, oh, I can't move in with you. And it's only two reasons why a woman would ever put a man out. And usually a woman, if you cheat or you don't work, that's when she's going to ask you to leave. And most women are going to ask you to leave regardless of who pays the mortgage. If you cheat, you got to go. I mean, just period. No matter who pays it, whose house it is, whose name is in, because you didn't betray the vows. So I would say that kind of behavior is kind of a toxic masculinity, wanting to be in control, because that also will play back when, say, the same man who wasn't willing to build with one woman, he would rather control everything with another woman, but then get resentful when he has to work, twice as hard, because she doesn't bring to the table necessarily what he wants her to. And some men don't want you to bring much to the table, because they want to be able to poke their chests out and say what they did, and how they provided. But I have found that provision comes from the heart. Provision comes from the heart. A man that wants to provide for you has to have it in his heart to want to provide for you. Provision is not just about income, because if a man makes a certain amount of dollars, he'll provide for you because he can afford to, but he may not provide the things that you need because he's not a provider. Because a provider is going to provide everything in their possible will, meaning finances, emotional security. He's going to give it all. He's not going to just give this, I pay the bills and now I don't have to do nothing. No, he's going to give it all. He's going to want to provide for you in every way. And I would say life is going to be full of adventures, opportunities, challenges, and you have to be willing to play, both roles, Jordan and Pippen. Because one thing we can say is that Jordan was the lead player, but Jordan did not win one championship without Pippen. Not one. And neither did Pippen win without Jordan. Not one. So you can't even really say who was more valuable because they won together. One may have gotten more attention or, gotten paid more, but they won together. And when they weren't together, they did not win apart from each other. So we need to be able to be Jordan or Pippen, whatever the role requires. Because if he always has to be Jordan, then he may not value you as a partner. He may not value you, or she may not value you. There are instances where it's toxic emasculation, where a woman doesn't want you to work, doesn't want you to achieve, doesn't want you to succeed because of the same reasons. She insecure and think you're going to leave her or that you can do better or whatever the case is. But Jordan and Pippen won together. They didn't win apart from each other. And another example of that is Barack and Michelle. When in their early days, she made most of the money. He didn't. He made a community organizer, maybe 30, 50,000, and I think she probably made like 250. But they had a vision of what they wanted their lives to be. And a good woman, regardless of income, is not going to tear her man down because of what he makes. Because everybody brings what they bring to the table, and let's just work it together. Life changes. Say you with somebody and they're in school to be a doctor, and right now you holding it down, and then later on they gonna hold it down. It just changes. It just really changes, and you just really have to be ready for those changes. But you really need a team player and not someone that could only be in the driver's seat. That can only be happy when they are winning. But that's part of that competition. When this is not a competition, we are in this together. We're going to get it together. My theory is, as long as God gets the money in the house, I don't really care who it came from, because we're going to work together. Because if we working apart and we not working together, even if you're making a lot of money, you're probably going to waste a great deal of it because you're not putting a plan and working the finances together and working your life plan together. It's all about me, and what I want. Case in point, say you a young couple and, you're getting ready to buy your first home. It might be to your benefit to go home to one of your parents and stay 6 months, 8 months, maybe a year, just to mad stack some money before you go into this really huge responsibility. I know a couple that did that. They were both gainfully employed, had young children. They went home to her mom maybe for 6 or 8 months, and they probably saved like $60,000. Was able to put down the right percentage to get the conventional mortgage and to get what they needed. You think about it, if you work together and if you can get along with your in-laws, when you need a break, get a room, get an Airbnb, put your stuff in storage and get it. Life changes, and sometimes we have to make those choices because these mortgage companies, when I moved into my home, I literally had to pack my house up and I had to live in a hotel for 2 weeks. And if I had known that was going to be the case, I could have prepared better, but I didn't. And if I had had an opportunity to go home for a few months or work that out, man, I would have, because it's just a small inconvenience, for less than a year, maybe not even that long, because you're gonna have to pack up all your stuff anyway, put it in storage, and man, Work together. Whatever makes the dream work for you all, work together. Because if a man is so prideful, he doesn't want to do this and doesn't want to do that, then it's going to hinder you. Because what if you get a job opportunity to, travel or some opportunity, and now because you're the star player or whatever, he's having a problem with it? You really need someone that is very supportive of you because, like I say, life changes. You could be say you a makeup artist, and you and your husband, you do makeup, and he look like, you do it on the side, you're able to manage your home. But say you get like a big opportunity to do makeup for somebody famous, and somebody sees your work, and man, they want to put you on and they want to do this. And if your partner isn't willing to, jump in and support you, you might, not be able to take advantage of a huge opportunity. And same for him. He has an opportunity to say double his income, but he has to travel. Now you have to hold the house down a little bit more. You have to, do a bit more domestic support because it's all on you. But if you're going to do that, take part of that money and give you all the support that you need in the home. A housekeeper, prepared meals, things that make your life easier, because if he's away and you're at home, then it's going to be on you. So like I say, life is full of challenges and life is full of, experiences, but you want to work together. And true leaders serve. They do what's best for the union, not necessarily what's best for themselves. That's how Jesus was. He served. That was essentially what he did. And I think that that's what we need to do in our, relationships. Work together. Work together. And be reasonable in your working together. When you, even when you make a lot of money, if you don't work together, you're going to waste it. But if you have a responsible partner, I think that's more key than the amount of money, because a responsible person will always take into account everything around them. But an irresponsible person will just, keep blowing money on foolishness, putting the family in jeopardy, buying cars when it's not time, and, just taking you through, not really preparing for the future. So you definitely want a person that's a partner, and a person that's willing to play both sides of the coin, regardless of how life goes. Because if you respect your man, he should be willing to do whatever it takes for the union. Because, nobody wins when the family feuds. We got to win together. And that's what's most important, winning together. And you see those things in when you're dealing with somebody, and the small sacrifices that they make, because that's also a huge thing. What a man is willing to sacrifice for you, because some men will do it out of their abundance. But what if they have to do it and it's a sacrifice? What if they have to go get another job or a part-time job because they just have to make ends meet, or they have to do this, or you get sick, or anything could happen? And you want someone that has that heart, that they're going to make the sacrifices that it takes for their family. And if you have a man like that, appreciate him. Appreciate men that provide not just finances, but emotional support. Just provide everything that they're supposed to do. And that is an awesome, awesome thing. Let's have a round of applause for all the men that provide and are faithful and come home at night. That is an amazing thing. As a married woman, please do not take that for granted. Do not take that for granted, because it's a lot of men that are on foolishness out here, but it's a lot of good black men. And I'm thankful and grateful for the ones that hold our communities up, because they're faithful to their wives and they're faithful to their families, and they do what it takes to provide. Those are the ones that we're looking for. Those are the ones that we want in our lives and in our children's lives, and uncles and grandfathers and godfathers. We need that in our community, definitely. So this is another Tea with Tasha. I'm going to expound a little bit more on the next video, but I hope you have enjoyed it. Share, like, get the word out. Until we meet again.